Hi guys, I am reading part 4, chapter 12 of The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. So let's get into this. I'm just going to quickly mark the end of the chapter with my bookmark so I know when it is. Okay. Let me just adjust my seat. This is not the comfiest chair in the world, but we have to make do. Chapter 12. The bathroom is beside the bedroom. It's papered in small blue flowers, forget-me-nots, with curtains to match. There's a blue bath mat, a blue fake fur cover on the toilet seat. All this bathroom lacks from the time before is a doll whose skirt conceals the extra roll of toilet paper, except that the mirror over the sink has been taken out and replaced by an oblong of tin. And the door has no lock, and there are no razors, of course. There were incidents in the bathrooms at first. There were cuttings, drownings, before they got all the bugs ironed out. Cora sits on a chair outside in the hall to see that no one else goes in. In a bathtub, you are vulnerable, said Aunt Lydia. She didn't say to what. The bathroom is a requirement, but it's also a luxury. Merely to lift off the heavy white wings and the veil, merely to feel my own hair again with my hands is a luxury. My hair is long now, untrimmed. Hair must be long but covered. Aunt Lydia said. St. Paul said it's either that or a close shave. She laughed, that held back neighing of hers, as if she told a joke. Cora has run the bath. It seems like a bowl of soup. I take off the rest of the clothes, the overdress, the white shift, and the petticoat, the red stockings, the loose cotton pantaloons. The pantyhose gives your crotch rot, Maria used to say. Aunt Lydia would never have used an expression like crotch rot. Unhygienic was hers. She wanted everything to be very hygienic. My nakedness is strange to me already. My body seems outdated. Did I really wear bathing suits at the beach? I did, without thought, among men, without caring that my legs, my arms, my thighs, and back were on display. Could be seen, shameful, immodest. I avoid looking down at my body, not so much because it's shameful or immodest, but because I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at something that determines me so completely. I step into the water, lie down, let it hold me. The water is soft as hands. I close my eyes, and she's there with me. Suddenly, without warning, it must be the smell of the soap. I put my face against the soft hair at the back of her neck and breathe her in, baby powder, and child's washed flesh, and shampoo. With an undertone, the faint scent of urine. This is the age she is when I'm in the bath. She comes back to me at different ages. This is how I know she's not really a ghost. If she were a ghost, she would say she would be the same age always. One day, when she was 11 months old, but before she began to walk, a woman stole her out of a supermarket cart. It was a Saturday, which was when Luke and I did the week shopping, because both of us had jobs. She was sitting in the little baby seats they had then in supermarket carts, with holes for the legs. She was happy enough, and I turned my back. The cat food section, I think it was. Luke was over at the side of the store, out of sight, at the meat counter. He liked to choose what kind of meat we were going to eat during the week. He said men needed more meat than women did, and that it wasn't a superstition, and he wasn't being a jerk. Studies had been done. There are some differences, he said. He was fond of saying that, and as if I was trying to prove that there weren't. But mostly he said it when my mother was there. He liked to tease her. I heard her start to cry. I turned around and she was disappearing down the aisle in the arms of a woman I had never seen before. I screamed, and the woman was stopped. She must have been about 35. She was crying and saying it was her baby. The Lord had given it to her. She'd sent a sign. I felt sorry for her. The store manager apologized, and they held her until the police came. She's just crazy, Luke said. I thought it was an isolated incident at the time. She fades. I can't keep her here with me. She's gone now. Maybe I do think of her as a ghost, the ghost of a dead girl. A little girl who died when she was 5. I remember the pictures of us I had once, me holding her, standard poses, mother and baby locked in a frame for safety. Behind my closed eyes, I can see myself as I am now, sitting beside an open drawer or a trunk in the cellar, where the baby clothes are folded away, a lock of hair cut when she was 2, in an envelope, white blonde. It got darker later. I don't have those things anymore, the clothes and hair. I wonder what happened to all our things. Looted, dumped out, carried away, confiscated. I learned to do without a lot of things. If you have a lot of things, said Aunt Lydia, you get too attached to this material world and you forget about spiritual values. You must cultivate poverty of spirit. Blessed are the meek. She didn't go on to say anything about inheriting the earth. I lie, lapped by the water, beside an open drawer that does not exist, and think about a girl who did not die when she was 5, who still does exist. I hope, though, not for me. Do I exist for her? Am I a picture somewhere, in the dark at the back of her mind? They must have told her I was dead. That's what they would think of doing. They would say it would be easier for her to adjust. 8, she must be now. I filled in the time I lost. I know how much there has been. They were right. It's easier to think of her as dead. I don't have to hope then, or make a wasted effort. Why bash your head, said Aunt Lydia, against a wall? Sometimes she had a graphic way of putting things. I ain't got all day, said Cora's voice outside the door. It's true, she hasn't. She hasn't got all of anything. I must not deprive her of time. I soap myself, use the scrub brush and the piece of pumice for sanding off dead skin. Such Puritan aids are supplied. I wish to be totally clean, germless, without bacteria, like the surface of the moon. I would not be able to wash myself this evening, not afterwards, not for a day. It interferes, they say, and why take chances? I could not avoid seeing how the small tattoo on my ankle, 4 digits and an I, a passport in reverse. It's supposed to guarantee that I will never be able to fade finally into another landscape. I am too important, too scarce for that. I am a national resource. I pulled the plug, dry myself, put on my red terry cloth robe. I'll leave today's dress here, where Cora will pick it up to be washed. Back in the room, I dress again. The white headdress isn't necessary for the evening because I won't be going out. Everyone in the house knows what my face looks like. The red veil goes on, though covering my damp hair, my head, which has not been shaved. Where did I see that film? About the women kneeling in the town square, hands holding them, their hair falling in clumps. What had they done? It must have been a long time ago, because I can't remember. Cora brings my supper, covered on a tray. She knocks at the door before entering. I like her for that. It means she thinks I have some of what we used to call privacy left. Thank you, I say, taking the tray from her, and she actually smiles at me, but she turns away without answering. When we're alone together, she's shy of me. I put the tray on the small white painted table and draw the chair up to it. I take the cover off the tray, the thigh of a chicken, overcooked. It's better than bloody, which is the other way she does it. Rita has ways of making her resentment felt. A baked potato. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm patting my dog. She just came into my room and I'm just saying a little hello. Hi, baby. Anyway. Which is the other way she does it. Rita has ways from a baked potato, green beans, salad. Canned pears for dessert. It's good enough food, though bland. Healthy food. You have to get your vitamins and minerals, said Aunt Lydia coyly. You must be a worthy vessel. No coffee or tea, though. No alcohol. Studies have been done. There's a paper napkin, as in cafeterias. I think of the others, those without. This is the heartland here. I'm leading a pampered life. May the Lord make us truly grateful, said Aunt Lydia. Or was it thankful? And I start to eat the food. I'm not hungry tonight. I feel sick to my stomach. But there's no place to put the food. No potted plants, and I won't chance the toilet. I'm too nervous. That's what it is. Could I leave it on the plate? Asked Cora, not to report me. I chew and swallow, feeling the sweat come out. In my stomach, the food balls itself together, a handful of damp cardboard squeezed. Downstairs in the dining room, there will be candles on large mahogany table, a white cloth, silver flowers, wine glasses with wine in them. There will be the click of knives against china, a chink as she sets her fork with a barely audible sigh, leaving half the containers on her plate, so half the contents on her plate untouched. Possibly she will say she has no appetite. Possibly she won't say anything. If she says something, does he comment? If she doesn't say anything, does he notice? I wonder how she manages to get herself noticed. I think it must be hard. There's a pat of butter on the side of the plate, I tear off a corner of the paper napkin, wrap the butter in it, take it to the cupboard and slip it into the toe of my right shoe, from the extra pair as I have done before. I crumple up the rest of the napkin. No one surely will bother to smooth it out, to check if anything is missing. I will use the butter later tonight. It would not do this evening to smell of butter. I wait. I compose myself. Myself is a thing I must now compose, as one composes a speech. What I must present is a made thing, not something born. End of chapter 12 and end of part 4. Next will be part 5, chapter 13. So, yeah. You can see the difference in social classes. The old, rich, white people, and this is not stereotyping, this is just how it is in the book, are the ones sitting at the table, and then you have the worker, and sadly in this case a coloured woman, eating by herself, probably on her bed I think it was, and not being allowed to say, no, I don't want the meal, yes I do, all that. It's really sad. And yeah, I'm also sad that this is in a modern-ish setting, because I don't want to think of this happening nowadays at all. So anyway, that is all, and I will see you later. Bye.